We all know that a dog is a man's best friend, but they are much more than mere companions. Some are true heroes, working with the police to fight crime. Over several operations, these dogs took center stage, helping to capture and neutralize criminals who ended up in serious trouble. And these four-legged heroes are the ones you will meet today. A video recorded by the body camera of a police officer in Pasco County in the United States shows the moment when they spot suspects in a car that was allegedly stolen and chase them with the help of a trained dog. After receiving the report of a stolen car, the officers head out to the indicated area and find two men inside the described vehicle. A chase begins, with the suspects fleeing until, at a certain point, they enter a garage and start running on foot. With the dog's help, the officers manage to chase them, and the animal, using its strength and speed, quickly detains one of the suspects, allowing the officers to approach. He is arrested, handcuffed, and taken to the station.
Stay still. Give me your hand. Good boy.
Right after apprehending the first suspect, the dog continues searching the area, accompanied by one of the officers, and just moments later, they catch the other suspect, who had fled and was trying to hide. Once again, after patrolling an area in Los Angeles, California in the United States, officers come across the theft of a vehicle and start pursuing the suspect, who flees in the stolen car. However, he is captured thanks to the action of a police dog. In footage captured by a home security camera, which the suspect allegedly broke into while fleeing, and by the body camera of one of the officers, we can see the police dog arriving and, using its sense of smell, easily pinpointing the suspect. The dog charges and immobilizes him with its bite. A few moments later, the officers arrive and, thanks to the spectacular work of the highly trained dog, manage to reach the suspect, who still tries to resist and run away one more time. However, surrounded, he is cornered and the arrest is made. During the vehicle pursuit of the suspect in the stolen car, he manages to escape for a while until causing an accident, crashing the vehicle and trying to get away on foot. Several officers and even helicopters are mobilized, and a perimeter is set up to seal off the area where the criminal might be hiding. At that moment, with the dog's help, the officers can pinpoint the suspect with precision, and even though he resists, he is finally arrested. This time, officers in Seattle in the United States pursue a suspect accused of robbery, counting on the essential assistance of police dogs. While trying to run away on foot, passing through the backyards of some houses, a chase begins, with patrol cars surrounding the area and officers running after the suspect. One of the officers is with his trained dog, which is unleashed to aid in the capture. Quickly, the dog catches up to the suspect, who obviously cannot outrun the animal. The dog grabs him by the arm with a bite and brings him down, holding him on the ground until the officers arrive and immobilize him.
Good boy! Good boy! Good boy, Black!
The trained dog proves its competence, releasing the suspect only when the officer arrives and pulls it away by the leash. Still agitated by the chase, the dog needs to be calmed by the officer. The suspect is arrested in the act shortly after robbing a convenience store. Taken to the station, he remains in custody. A suspect attempting to steal a car at a residence is spotted by a resident, who quickly calls the police without the criminal noticing. With the help of a police dog, the arrest is made. Footage recorded by the body camera of one of the officers shows the moment they arrive at the scene and start looking for the suspect, who would have hidden upon realizing he had been discovered. A police dog is then brought in, and guided by the leash, it sniffs around in search of the suspect. Swiftly, after picking up the scent, the dog approaches a plastic covering and finds the suspect hiding and lying underneath it. The animal bites the man's leg, immobilizing him so the officers can make the arrest.
Good boy, man! Talking! Watch it, baby! But I didn't do.
This dog was on its first operation after undergoing a long training period. Fortunately, right on its debut, it manages to catch the suspect and assist the officers in the operation. A suspect who had allegedly stolen a car in Ohio in the United States is identified by the police and decides to run on foot when approached. However, he is pursued by the officers and by a police dog that is so excited it ends up getting confused. It all starts with a report of a stolen car, and the patrol cars are quickly sent to the indicated area. Upon locating the described vehicle, the officers try to approach the suspect, but he flees on foot. One of the agents, accompanied by a police dog, unleashes the animal so it can catch up with the suspect faster and prevent his escape. escape. The dog soon catches the criminal, bites him, and holds him while he screams. The dog's energy and adrenaline are so intense that during the scuffle between the officer and the suspect, the animal becomes confused and starts attacking the officer as well. The officer calls its attention, and the dog quickly recognizes him.
No, Ronnie! Pocket him! No, him!
Get on the ground!
No! What?
Noticing the confusion, another officer steps in and holds the dog by the leash, calming it down at the scene. The suspect is then restrained and arrested by the officers. Apparently, the dog is still inexperienced and is at the beginning of its career. Most likely, upon seeing the officer grabbing the suspect during the takedown, it got confused and attacked the officer, thinking he was also a criminal. A truck driver driving the vehicle without the mandatory fender is spotted by a patrol car that orders him to stop. However, he decides to flee, forcing the officers to begin a pursuit. Suspecting that he might be a dangerous criminal, the officers call for backup and finally manage to surround the truck. Cornered with several guns aimed at him, the driver has no choice but to step out of the vehicle. Still, once outside, he tries to escape on foot, but meets a bad end. A police dog present with the officers is commanded to chase the suspect and quickly catches him. Curiously, the dog seems hesitant about following orders correctly, taking some time to understand it should attack, and then refusing to release the suspect, which causes a few injuries.
They're not! Hey! They're not! Get the dog off of me! Get the dog off of me! Get the dog!
After some effort, the officers manage to pull the dog away, which is still quite aggressive, barking and trying to lunge again. Despite its aggressiveness, the dog fulfills its duty, does not cause severe injuries to anyone, and the suspect is arrested by the officers. A man, accused of holding two people at gunpoint in a van and of throwing a 2-year-old child who was in the vehicle to the ground, is reported, and a police team, accompanied by a police dog, sets out to arrest him. The officers surround an abandoned house where the suspect is allegedly hiding, and realizing that he will not surrender, they decide to break in. Worried about encountering him armed or hiding somewhere, they unleash the dog to locate him by smell, and that is what happens. After sniffing around the house, which is completely ransacked and hard to navigate, the dog reaches the bathroom and quickly identifies the suspect hiding inside the bathtub behind the curtain. Immediately, the dog launches forward and attacks the suspect by the arm, forcing him to surrender. Under the officer's aim, and with the dog biting him, the man gives in and is arrested.
Check, find him. Where is he? Let me see your hands! Okay. Let me see your hands! Crawl out! Crawl out!
Yes, sir.
Crawl out!
Still agitated, the dog does not release the suspect, shaking its head to cause more injury and ensure the man does not escape. A police officer has to pull it by the leash, and even then, it takes time for the dog to let go of the suspect's arm, leaving him with a serious bite wound. A suspect who had stolen a vehicle is identified by the police after several reports. When the officers approach the car, the man decides to flee, beginning an insane chase that even involves a helicopter. After chasing the suspect for a few kilometers in a risky pursuit that nearly causes accidents, he arrives at a dead-end street. With the car still in motion, he jumps out and tries to escape on foot, climbing a grassy hillside by the roadside. However, what he does not expect is that a police dog from one of the patrol cars will be unleashed to go after him and prevent his getaway. Quickly, the dog catches up to the suspect, grabs his leg, and brings him down.
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hey, put your hands up! Hands up!
The officers arrive at the suspect's location right away and restrain him, all thanks to the dog's action, which, highly trained, acts swiftly and stops the criminal, who might otherwise have managed to escape or hinder the arrest even further. In Florida, in 2022, a resident, the owner of a Mazda, parks his car in front of his house, leaving it unlocked with the keys inside. A 35-year-old man, noticing the opportunity, does not hesitate and steals the vehicle. The police are called and soon spot the car on the road. When they signal for the Mazda to stop, the thief begins to flee. The officer and his K9, what they call police dogs, start a chase that crosses several roads and streets. It is an intense pursuit, even involving break-ins at residences and passing through yards, until finally, the officer collides with the suspect's car, managing to stop it. The thief then begins to run away on foot, but the one who really catches him is the dog, which is trained for this purpose. The dog attacks the suspect from behind, biting him around the back area, leaving him paralyzed with pain. With that, the officer is able to reach the criminal and finally handcuff him to make the arrest. Once again in Florida, in Marion County, local officers ask the driver of a suspicious pickup truck to pull over so they can check the documents and confirm whether it is the stolen vehicle they are looking for. At first, the driver complies, but as soon as the officers begin getting out of their cars to approach, he hits the gas and takes off. A pursuit begins, and after about 4 minutes, the criminal makes a right turn, where he finds stop sticks, devices that puncture tires. The pickup truck runs over them, resulting in 3 punctured tires. The escape does not last long, as the tires start losing air and the pickup goes out of control, crashing into a fence. The criminal tries to keep running by jumping the fence and making a getaway, but the police unleash a dog that manages to catch up to him and bite his leg. Thanks to the police dog, the officers are able to arrest the suspect. When the police arrive, they find the criminal on the ground, with the dog clamped onto his leg while he screams in pain. The man is arrested and taken to the station, where he will definitely spend a long time behind bars. In 2022, in the city of Ocala, Florida, a local officer spots a red Ford pickup driving down a street. The officer checks the system and discovers that the vehicle is reported stolen. He attempts to pull it over, but the criminal speeds away, and the chase begins. The pickup manages to shake off the officers on the ground for a time, but the police helicopter tracks it to the place where the criminal abandons the vehicle. He tries to hide, but with the help of a police dog, he is quickly located and starts running. During his flight, he drops a backpack in an attempt to move faster, but that is not enough. The police dog is quicker.
Get out of the way! Pocket! Guys, let's get him under arrest! God, please don't fight that dog! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Once again, thanks to the assistance of a police dog, another criminal ends up behind bars. This criminal is especially dangerous, as he is wanted for 5 armed robberies, 2 vehicle thefts, and several other charges. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.